Good morning, everyone. Today is August the 24th. This is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball morning report for the Benzinga Pro platform. What are we looking at? It's 10:15. We've got a little bit of upside pressure here. These are green like they're supposed to when we have upside pressure, but we really are caught a little sideways, testing new lows, but not holding them, and the same in the NQ. If we take a look at the broad formations for what's giving us cross current, this is up, this is down, but price is above it, and this is turning around where we're battling with the 930 open and the VWAP. We can also see from the hourly chart that traders are trying to catch a bottom here. And so although everything we're reading is very negatively based, what we have a tendency to see is price action begin to flatten out a little bit in terms of raw motion that we can move to the upside. All right, so how do we do that? And let me show you one of the things I look at. So on 728, this was the last time we had an extreme reading to the upside, prices continued to hold higher. Now, why? Why would prices continue to hold higher after we get an extreme top tick? Well, being above the zero line means that there are more new highs than new lows. And this trend really held until we got about, I don't know, maybe around here, right? Where we started dipping below the zero line and not having as much strength. So if we take a look at what happens here as we get closer to the zero line, it gives us a little bit of a clue as to main direction, and then that's how we're going to look at this piece. So we got an extreme here, but we kept moving higher under a diminished number of new highs minus new lows. So if we head back and we go, well, how do I read that? We can see over here that the 28th is here, but because of all those new highs, we really keep moving higher, right? And so the question is, when is it that price action starts rotating over? And we can see that around the 15th to the 17th. So let's go back there and have a look. And we can see that from about the 10th, we get into a space where things try to move back, but they aren't as high. And then by the time we get to the 17th, everything's under the zero line, and now we have a new extreme. Now, one of the things we're not doing is coming down and making these new lows, but we're also not sitting up above this zero line again in order to push higher. So everything tells us we have a stalling of price in this area until it stabilizes a bit. All right, but I post this and it gives us a clue as to, wait, what do we need to see in terms of new highs minus new lows? And once it really starts losing that zero line, we know that the bounces, especially if they're lower highs, are going to give us these regions where we can go, you know what, I need to trim profit, or I can look at taking some shorts. Right here, it's moving in the opposite direction, and so that's fairly important for us to keep our eyes on in the general space. My supposition is that we break to the north. Now, do we have a lot of price action telling us that? Well, no. Do we have a lot of social media telling us that? No. Does it seem like a lot of trades are crammed into the shorts at the present time? Absolutely. And at this juncture, everything suggests that our bounces should be into selling regions. And we're going to sit with that until it changes. So where might that be? Well, here's an expanding candlestick formation. When an expanding candlestick formation takes over, that's why it's called a 3, we're going to look at it get to the top of these edges, and we're going to think about expecting that it comes in to new support zones. Where might that be? You know what? I like to look at the base or closes or lows of near-term 3s and 1s. That's going to be about 314 to 314.30 for the Qs. For the for SPY, it still hasn't run up there yet. So there's a little bit more weakness. We know that tech tends to run fairly hard. And so my thought is that SPY's got a little bit of a grind to the north before the fade. But my thought is that what traders have positioned themselves to do is they're selling this rumor and they're going to buy the news. But again, that's my suspicion. Price will tell us definitively whether that's the case or not. I know this was a longer session. What I wanted to do is sort of bring a little bit of a learning element in there so that you could understand that price formations really, all we do with the moving average is it helps us tell direction. But we can do that with our eyeballs. The big thing to watch is how are traders responding to price? And in what measure are they responding to price based on now versus the most recent past, right? Good luck today, and I'll see you on the Benzinga Pro platform.